Two pieces of painted wood. Both are off the same piece of timber. Let's take a closer look. You can see how rough they're looking. Brush marks, bits of nibs, and also the grain in the wood running through. Both of these I'm just going to concentrate on sanding the tops. This one I'm going to just sand conventional way. So I've got some 240 grade sandpaper. I'm going to sand this one down, take it outside, just keep the dust down in here to a minimum. That's the first one sanded down. Now when doing something like this, sanding using something like that dry, you notice it does clog up a little bit. So you have to keep knocking it out and rubbing down. Now after sanding it, I wiped it over with a lint-free cloth, a damp cloth, just a wet cloth, and then dried it off. So you can see how it's took the sheen off. So if I just take a look at this one that's not been done yet at all, a lot of sheen on that one yet. So there with that one, a lot duller, but there is a subtle amount of sheen because it's not completely flat. It does take you quite a lot of sanding doing this. Okay, so that one's ready for painting. Now for this one, I've got some wet and dry 400 grade. Cut myself a piece and formed it onto the block. Two lint-free cloths and a small amount of water, bit of washing up liquid in there. With the wet and dry, pop it in the bucket, onto the block, and then with one of your cloths just slightly wet that in and start to rub at it. Into the bucket again, rinse that off. Just keep wetting and repeating that process. Don't let it clog up, just keep rinsing the paper. I'll just keep working at this. You'll notice as you're sanding when it needs to be lubricated, because it will start to stick, cling a bit more. So wipe away that paste and give it a clean. When you're happy that this is smooth enough, make sure you rinse it down, wipe it thoroughly, You notice how milky the water has gone. Change this water, wash the cloths out, and then we'll give it a final wipe down. Clean, damp cloth again, lint free. Wipe these down. Using a different side of the cloth for each wipe. Now that's it. That needs to dry. These are both now ready for the next stage. So dry sanded, wet sanded. See, still looks slightly rough. It is keyed, whereas this one looks a lot smoother already. I've got the paint ready, filtered so it's clean, good clean brush. Put that to one side. Now for the most important bit, if you want to get a smoother finish. Tack cloths. By wiping these down, either way, whether it's wet sanding or dry sanding, using a damp cloth, a lint-free cloth, will prolong the life of your tack cloth. So get this open. And then just wipe over the surface. Using a different side, finish off. Pop it back into its bag. Back in the box, and we're ready for painting. From here on in, it's about having everything clean. So whether it be dust sheets that you're using or overalls that you're using, make sure there's no bits in your pockets if you're going into your pockets for anything. This time now, you don't want anything in the air, so not too much moving around. Get the paint on. So here I'm using an oil-based satin wood. Get these coated up. Leave those to dry and we'll come back and have a look. I've left these about an hour, so they're not completely dry, but you can see the difference there. So the one which was dry sanded still got quite a bit of that grain left in, whereas the one that was wet sanded looking a lot different. So painting window sills is not easy. Trying to control the airborne dust is nigh on impossible. Really difficult. Just have to do a lot of wiping down first, cleaning down, and just keep it all dust free. But viewed as a sill, I'll just turn these round. And when viewed side on, like a windowsill, the one which was wet sanded, absolutely perfect. So probably the best way of getting a really smooth finish, but not necessarily always needed, but you can just see the difference there. like I say, the worst thing about painting windowsills is controlling the airborne dust. That's the hardest thing to control.